guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley if you're new here. So today is going to be a very exciting video because I'm reviewing the new Dyson Airwrap. So this version of the Dyson Airwrap is specifically designed for curly and coily hair. The attachments are bigger and the curling attachments are longer. So I'm very excited to review this for you because I am a previous owner of the first generation of the Dyson Airwrap. So if any curly hair girl can advise you on the new Dyson Airwrap, it's going to be me. I have a full video on the first generation of the Dyson Airwrap that I used for about 2 to 3 years. So it helped me transition from my relaxed hair to natural hair, and I'm going to link that video on a card so you can click on it. I highly advise watching that video. The reason I got this Airwrap is because I outgrew that one. So I haven't been reaching for my Dyson a lot. So I was wondering why, and I thought about it, and it's because the attachments are too small for how thick and long my hair is getting. So when they came out with this, I was pretty excited just because the round brush is bigger. I could have not used a round brush on the old one at all because it was so tiny. It would take such a long time to do my hair, but all the other attachments I loved. So I'm going to be reviewing all the attachments with you. Personally, after using these attachments, I didn't really have flyaways, so I didn't use the Kawanda attachment, but I could see myself using that when my hair is straight because I do get all the little baby hairs that like stand up. So I didn't use it for this video, but I'm pretty sure I'll be using it in another video. After opening this little box, it just ripped apart, but the diffuser attachment is in this box. It cannot fit in the holder. It's too big, so this is something you'll have to store elsewhere. This is where everything else is stored, and it's just like the previous version where you have the base of the blow dryer and all its attachments, and I feel like this is a little bit more organized than that one. This is basically how it comes. All of these attachments are going to be covered. Since I've used mine, they're not covered anymore, but this is the layout of how it's going to look. So firstly, you're going to have your blow dryer base, and this is just laid in the front, so you can pull this out. You have a little brush that comes for you to clean your filter. So you have the Kawanda effect, I think. So that is for your flyaways. And then you have a pick. Pretty excited about this one. We'll talk more about it a little later. One of the main reasons I got this is because of the round brush attachment. I could not use the round brush attachment in the previous version of the Dyson because it would just take a long time to do my hair, but I really liked how it did my hair. It smoothed it really nicely, so I was so excited that they had a bigger round brush. But let me show you a comparison of the brushes. That is a big difference. One thing I would advise about this attachment, it gets pretty hot, so be careful when using it. I'm also excited to actually use this attachment as well. So they did change the technology for where you can just shift between left and right, while previously you would get 2 attachments, that one was for your left side and one was for your right. Look at the difference of this attachment. How can I do my hair with this little thing? So the last attachment I'm going to go over is the brush attachment. I'm so glad that they gave us it again because this can get your hair really straight, or at least as close as it possibly can get for you to straighten it. So this attachment I used a lot on my natural hair journey, and this would just help me smooth out the roots, the different textures in my hair, and made it a lot easier to style. So this will always be one of my favorite attachments. So for some context, I do have 3B, 3C hair. My curls are tighter in the bottom, and then they're a little bit looser on top. So I wanted to show you my hair in its natural state, and then I'm going to insert clips of me using these attachments, and then you can see for yourself how it works. So the attachment that I was least expecting to be impressed by was the diffuser attachment. I just thought it was weird, but I can now see that the angle of this is perfect. So it's easy to dry on top, and it's easy to dry below, like, you know, the underneath part of your hair that you would have to like bend over if you're using an older blow dryer or a different blow dryer. Well, with this you can just do that. So I always dry my hair on a 3 with the fan and then medium heat when I have my hair curly, just because I want to get it dry but I don't want to use too much heat. So I do prefer this over my Shark Flex style because the heat setting is not as hot, so I don't feel like I'm frying my hair. So let's move on to the round brush attachment. This was the reason that I bought this. For the first time I used this blow dryer, I actually did my entire hair with this attachment only, and I'm going to insert a picture here of how it looked. It was really nice. I feel like out of all the attachments, this can get your hair as smooth and straight as possible compared to the rest. It probably took me about an hour and 20 minutes to do my entire hair. So if you put your hair in these little sections, I highly recommend waiting at least 4 hours so it can dry a bit, and when you're taking it out, it is really just damp, and it's easier to just glide it on and smooth it out rather than having it almost wet. Moving on to the comb attachment. So I tried a couple sections of my hair with this attachment. My hairdresser uses a comb attachment to blow out my hair before she straightens it, but it's on the regular Dyson blow dryer, not the Airwrap. And I just wanted to see how this works. On its own, this does make your hair a little frizzy when you're drying it, but I noticed out of all the attachments, this makes your hair light. So when you're drying your hair, it just feels a lot lighter than any of the other attachments. I'm not used to using a pick, so it's my first time using a pick. It was pretty nice. I feel like it's the most gentle on your hair because you're combing through it so gently. It's not ripping apart. I noticed I barely had any hair fall out while I'm drying it. So moving on to the brush attachment. This is the straightening brush attachment. I'm not going by the names. I'll just insert the names on the screen. And I know in the previous version there were two brushes. There was a smoothing brush and there was a straightening brush. This was my favorite attachment from my previous blow dryer just because of how quickly you can dry your hair. To me, this attachment is the easiest to use. If you're someone like me and you just want to quickly dry your hair, you can get through your hair pretty fast and you can dry it pretty fast. So I'll insert a clip of how it looks when you're drying it with this attachment, just a regular brush compared to the round brush. So this does not leave your hair as smooth as the round brush. You can clearly see the round brush is a little smoother and your ends are tucked under, while for this attachment, it dries your hair very quickly, but your ends are a little bit more frayed. And that's the only downfall of this attachment. It doesn't get the ends as smooth as you'd like them to, but it dries your hair very quickly and it dries your hair to the root. So you can get this straight up to the root just as if you would with the pick. And so I really like that about it. There are days where I don't really want to think about doing my hair. I just want to dry it quickly. And that's where this comes in. When I was filming using this attachment, I got so tired and I just dried my entire hair with this. And then I went back in the second day with the round brush to see if it would get my ends a little smoother, and it did. I also used a curling attachment and my hair looked pretty good for a lazy routine. But if you want to get it looking its best, I would recommend just doing this. Take your time and just smoothing it out with this brush, and you're gonna get a nice better blowout that's gonna be less frizzy. So for the last attachment is the curling wand, and I do love that you don't have to carry around two wands anymore. So I do like that you can just click it to the left or the right and you can curl your hair. For this video, as I said, I used the straightening brush and then I went in with this to see if I can get my ends curled. And it looks like it's a little harder because the straightening brush does leave your ends a little frayed. So it's a little harder to wrap around this. But if you're using the round brush, you're already smoothing out the ends of your hair and it's already being wrapped under. So it's a lot easier to use this after using that. If you used a flat iron to straighten your hair, this is the best thing to use to curl your hair rather than a curling iron because you can use a lot less heat and it's gonna last. When you're using the pick or the brush to straighten your hair, it's going to be a lot harder to use this because they don't leave your ends smooth, so it's going to be harder to get over this. So just keep that in mind. I'm a Shark FlexStyle owner and I own a Rev Air, and I do like all of these products differently for different reasons. And if you have any of these products and you want to know whether it's a good idea to get the Dyson Airwrap or not, I would be happy to compare it on a video for you or just answer any questions that you may have. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and comment anything that you want to ask me. So I'm going to close it out here and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.